its page with the Bodacious Bookworm, and we are more than excited to do a full review for Steve LeBel's The Universe Builders, Bernie and the Wizard. We're supposed to do a review on Tuesday. However, my 8-year-old decided to have 9 seizures and go into the ICU. She's doing so much better now, but I still ask for prayers and good vibes. So we'll go straight into it now. First of all, I'm a mama and a wife. Second of all, I'm a book lover, so that's why I'm here. And here, we'll get started. I started working with Steve LeBel about 3 years ago when he first started writing in the universe. He started with Bernie and the Putty. The second book was The Lost Girl, and now the third book is Bernie and the Wizard. Now, Steve and his wife Marge live in Michigan, and he has degrees in counseling and various other things, but he was a president for a hospital there for a really long time, and then all of a sudden, when he wasn't a president for a hospital anymore, he decided he was going to write books. And the series is aimed towards young adults. It's more of a YA fantasy fiction, which is right up my alley, I would have to say. However, I am finding that just young adults aren't the only ones that are intrigued by the series. I would say that the majority of the people I have known that have read the series, who I have kind of, spoke out to, said, hey, have you read this? And if they said no, I'm like, okay, you have to read this. I would say that a lot of them are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s. I also have a 14-year-old little brother who has stolen my copy of The Universe Builders, and he's reading it for, yet again, the second time. It is something that he is super excited about. I think what is so appealing about this book series and about Steve LeBel's writing is that he has so much in the story and the storyline and the plot line, and it's so entertaining and it's so gripping and it keeps you on the edge of your seat, but yet his writing is really easy to read. I'm not going to say simple because it's not simple, but it's easy and it flows really nice. And I mean that kids who are as early as 4th grade, 5th grade would also enjoy a book or a book series like this. So if you have little ones who are in 4th or 5th grade, 6th, my brother was in 7th when he read it the first time, 8th grade last year when he took it to school and had to show everybody. He's constantly stealing books from my bookshelf, and this was one he was rather excited about, and again, the second time reading. I will tell you that when I read the first book, Bernie and the Putty, I was super enthralled, super excited from the very first page. It was quite interesting to me about the concept of a god, or, many gods that go to school to learn how to build universes. They learn, they have training, they go through the same things that people would go through going to a school where they would get training for any kind. There's bullies, there's best friends, there's a super, super exciting storyline between several sets of best friends in the first book. And it just travels through Bernie's experience, his graduation, him building his first universe, all of the mishaps, to finding different people along the way who just influence his life greatly. Bernie is such a wonderful character. He's so adaptable, and he gets into so much trouble, and it's not his fault by any means. It's not his fault at all. He's just mischievous in a good way. He's had a few people that have kind of, tried to throw a cog in the tire there, trying to stop him from building his first universe, from being able to develop the first universe, and then, through everything, he's able to go forth and do so. And it was so exciting for me to read the first book and be like, okay, and rooting for this little god who started out as nothing and has created this massive universe that people can exist on, and groups of people can exist on, and it's just such a wonderful thing to see. So moving on to the Lost Girls, I don't want to talk a whole lot about it because I don't want to have any spoilers. I will have you know that as much as I liked Bernie and the Putty, and as much as I liked the Lost Girl, I absolutely fell in love with Bernie and the Wizard. It's very entertaining. It's very magical. There are different things that happen in the book that just totally blew my mind. I wasn't expecting, which is great. Steve LeBel is a wonderful author in that aspect. He can just write and just make your imagination soar, and it is so special to be able to be involved with a book series like this. We're able to read and review the first one, the second one, and now the third one, and hopefully more to come. And I believe that I will be Steve LeBel's #1 fan for a really long time. You guys really do need to pick it up. Again, this is the third one, and this is Bernie and the Wizard. And his first one was Bernie and the Putty. Second was The Lost Girl. This one is Bernie and the Wizard. And this is Steve LeBel. And if you are very interested in the book series, you can find it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You can also find it in the Kindle store, on the Kindle app. There's various other places you can find it. For contact with Steve LeBel if anybody's interested in doing reviews, he's super fun to work with. You can contact him on Facebook at stevelebel.author, and that's to his author page. Super easy to find. Also, he's on Twitter at Steve LeBel, and it's capital L, lowercase e, capital B, lowercase e l, so LeBel. And he's also, his website is www.theuniversebuilders.com. And I can't say it enough. He's an amazing author. Again, just all ages, really. All ages, from my 14-year-old brother, who was 12 when he first started reading it, to, my kids love the book. My 13-year-old, well, she just turned 14. She loves the book. A friend of mine has read it just because I said, you've got to read this, and this is her interest as well. And I would just highly recommend, if you want something that will absolutely blow your mind, I just recommend you reading, start off the first book. It could be a standalone book, but it's really nice to get the whole backstory in order to understand Bernie's character. Bernie would really be a person that I would want to hang out with. He just is super cool. His personality is cool. And he's very relatable. Like I said in the first book, he had a bully. There's lots of people out there that deal with bullies on a daily basis. And if they could read Bernie's, story and the plot line and how he dealt with his bully and what happened and how he still stays strong, and he's still, we're not out there creating universes, but we are in the universe, and we are in some ways masters of our own universe, just simply because how we react to things is how we build our relationships and our characters, different things like that. So really, seriously, Universe Builders, Bernie and the Wizard, the whole series needs to be your next great read. If you are a lover of YA, fantasy, science fiction, I wouldn't say it's like theology. I wouldn't say it's quite that, because it's not, or mythology. I wouldn't say it's quite that either. It does talk about the gods that build the universes, which is great and imaginative. But YA, just, if you love it, even if you're not a fan of YA, you may become a fan after reading this series. I guarantee that you will not ever put this book down until it's done. I did read Bernie and the Putty. I did read it twice before I got the second book, and then his third book came out June 16th of this year. So he's going to be working on something new, I'm hoping. And I'm sure that if you all have any questions for him or me, you could contact him on his Facebook page, at Twitter, even on his website. If you want to ask me anything, we're at the Bodacious Bookworm on Facebook, also on Twitter. Our website isn't up yet. It will be soon. for any authors interested, especially independent authors. I do a lot of work with indie authors. I know that PR is kind of hard to come by, so it's really important for me to help spread the word of those who need a little help doing it. It's just kind of something I really enjoy. So, Steve LeBel, his series, amazing. I will also be doing a review for it, a written review for Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Goodreads, places like that. And I will post links to the reviews that I write on the Bodacious Bookworm on Facebook. Also, our live videos go straight to YouTube, so the YouTube public can find those there under the Bodacious Bookworm at Steve LeBel or any other author we work with. So I am super, super happy to be able to say that I have become a part of this universe. So I'm going to leave you with one last thing as the car drives by. I'm going to leave you with one last thing. I have a very good friend. I've known her for several years. She too is an indie author. She wrote an amazing book called His Love for Lexi, and everybody I know has read it per my request, per her request. I've done a lot of PR for it. Unfortunately, her publishing company last month went bankrupt and decided to close doors without her knowledge. So it's been kind of upsetting on her part. She was about to come out with her sequel. They had not notified her in any way. Another author by the name of Darlene Shortridge, she's published 4 books. She started as an indie author, and she was with this publishing company as well. She has decided to create her own publishing company, 40 Day Publishing, and has decided to sign my friend on to do His Love for Lexi and the sequel. So we are going to go live on Saturday night around 6 o'clock on the Bodacious Bookworm, also on YouTube. And I will be doing a live interview with Miss Cassandra Jamison Shekels, the author of His Love for Lexi. We also have a pledge for Miss Darlene Shortridge. She has pledged 2 of her books, ebook versions, to be donated to those who are willing to make a contribution towards Cassandra's new journey with 40 Day Publishing. She's super, super excited. His Love for Lexi is to be followed by Hope for Hannah. It's a Christian-based book, also some fantasy or adventure. It's definitely YA. It is super, super exciting, and I don't say that just because I've become really, really good friends with her. I say it because it's a good book. So if you're interested in helping out at all, please join us at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. We will be interviewing her, giving some books away, doing a few other activities. We might have a couple of interviews. She is super excited. She lives further up in Illinois than I do. We'll be joining her at her house, and hopefully you guys can join us as well. She was able to visit here while we're doing this for Mr. Steve LeBel. So for both of you guys, I'm super excited. And again, I will be posting Steve's reviews on various facets. Please share our YouTube videos. Please share the Bodacious Bookworm. If you haven't liked the page yet, please like, share with friends. We want to grow our demographic in order to be able to help the indie authors. They all need some help, and Steve LeBel, he won 16 awards with his first book. An amazing accomplishment. Amazing. And I am just very glad that in some facet that I was able to be involved in that. And I hope that I am involved with him in his writing for years to come. He's amazing. So if you have any questions for Steve LeBel or I, please contact us. Steve LeBel at Facebook at stevelebel.author, and YouTube at Steve LeBel. That's capital L, lowercase e, capital B-E-L, lowercase e-l. And he's also at www.theuniversebuilders.com. I can be contacted straight on the Bodacious Bookworm site, as well as through the YouTube channel, and I am on Twitter at the Bodacious Bookworm also. So I hope that all of you will decide that you need to go and buy this series, because it's amazing, as I hope all of you will join us on Saturday night with my friend Cassandra Jamison Shekels and her book, His Love for Lexi and Hope for Hannah hopefully will hit the market in the next 2 months. I'm hoping in order to be able to share it, I'll definitely do a review then. And we have some upcoming exciting things coming to the Bodacious Bookworm. That's why it's important that if you are a fan already, to make sure that other people are aware. And all you indie authors out there, we love you. You're doing a wonderful job. Bye, Steve. Bye, Cassandra. And we'll talk to you next time.